name's Cordy and I'm actually running a Slim Fast program today, so if you wouldn't mind jumping on the scales and we'll take a look at your progress, obviously. If you weren't aware, I'm kind of an Eric Johnson fan. He's definitely one of my favourite guitarists, and I can remember the tune Manhattan as being sort of one of the first times I'd heard some of this kind of playing and really being quite blown away by how pretty and all that stuff it was. And I think this song kind of perfectly encapsulates what are some of the great things about Eric Johnson's playing. So today I wanted to just go through some of my favourite sort of little chord movements from the tune. I'm not going to play the tune, but I'm going to play some of my favourite bits. And the idea is that potentially broken down in these small ways, you could use these kind of little fragments of chord and melody and potentially find other uses for them rather than just playing the song as it is. So this song happens to be in F sharp major. So the very first kind of chord fill that we hear in this tune is a little bit Hendrixy, and we're going to be around the 6th fret. And the fill goes something like that, so we're playing around with like an E flat minor 7, and we go with this right hand basically we have these two moves. So the very first part of the picking hand is doing quite a lot of the work here. So pluck, hammer on, and then pick again. And I think there's a few different ways you could play it, but I'm hybrid picking. So pick on the E flat, and then with these two fingers, pick this hammer on, pull off, and then pick and hybrid pick again. I'll have that written out for you if you wanted to learn it specifically, but I think pick the middle and ring hybrid, hammer on, pull off, and then pick again, pick and middle, and then pick a middle. So that's the very first part, and probably that's one of the trickier ones, but I think it sounds really cool. Then the next part, which is really cool, is this. So we're starting with like an F sharp major, sus, and then this. So we got a G sharp, a B, an F sharp, and we slide that whole contraption up 2 frets and back down. It's probably important to play with your middle, pointer, pinky, because you want this finger free to hit the B on the way back down. So and the thing to remember with this, so with hybrid picking, to do that kind of roll, and then hybrid picking again, although you could do that however you like. So that's quite a nice thing. And then here I think is my absolute favourite. So we're playing this kind of nice stretchy thing. An A sharp, a B, an F sharp, and then we're playing the G sharp above. And then this, and then F sharp, D sharp, and A sharp again. So practice that nice and slow. And then D sharp, B, C sharp, G sharp. So I think that's super pretty. You can move that around as well. And that's sort of the idea of this, is to kind of take some of these ideas and move them into other keys and see. And then this kind of cool, really I think that sounds really nice and open. D sharp, and we're playing like a third above. So the F sharp, a D sharp, and an F sharp, and then a C sharp and E sharp, and then a B and a D sharp, and then we're playing the major 7, and then an A sharp, G sharp, and a C sharp, and then we're just playing like this open 5th, so a D sharp, an A sharp, and another D sharp. Again, you could move that around, and again the right hand is quite important in making sure you execute that properly. Then this is one of my really another, I'm gonna keep saying this, but this is another part of the song which I really, really like. I think that's what he plays, but if it's not, it still sounds pretty. So we start with this kind of spread triad, and another, and then 2 kind of minor 7, and I kind of like the way that he mixes up using chords with thirds and without in this particular part. So here we've just got octaves and fifths. So again, that part I find really pretty. So that is a G sharp, a D sharp, and a B. And then an F sharp, a D sharp, and a A sharp. And then a G sharp, a D sharp, and another G sharp. And then just move those 2 down a tone. And then a G sharp minor 7. And just move that up a tone. And then stick that F sharp in the top. So that's probably enough to work on for one session, but those are just some of my favourite parts of that tune. So those are some of my favourite chords from Manhattan. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do some more of my favourite bits out of this tune. But those are some bits that I've just been looking at recently and just thinking about how good those sound, and moving them around keys and seeing if there's other stuff you could learn from that and use it to kind of help your fretboard knowledge and stuff and chord knowledge. I think it's kind of a tune that's full of great little chord ideas. So let me know in the comments if you want me to do some more of it. The tab for this and these little bits will be on my Patreon if you want them. And also the backing track that I was playing along with this morning. But there's plenty more stuff in this tune which I think is worth looking into. So like the solo. Has a really nice kind of chord movement, so I'm thinking I might delve a bit more into this tune if it's something that people like. So hopefully this was useful. If you did get anything useful out of the video, you could support on Patreon, or you could use the one-off buy me a coffee link, but only use that if you can afford it and if you got something that you kind of dug out of this video. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you for another video soon. Cheers.